All right, back with our horribly lit office, I guess I should say. Let's show you what this is looking like. Okay, so in the last video, I talked about kind of the benefits of keeping sites for the long term. I pointed out that, my theory has always been, and I've proven it time and time again, that you can change the content on a website, on an influence site, for example. You can go different directions. You can link from a site that has nothing to do with your local lead generation site, and as long as it's powerful and credible, it's going to help. Okay, so I did a link from LazyMLM to my YouTube video, which of course then links to Pool Deck Phoenix. We did our citations on 319, and if you guys don't have you could do this on like a piece of computer paper as well. There's something to drawing this out visually. Maybe it's just me, but it really helps me. I feel like I need to see it. I could talk about it and kind of memorize what I did where and stuff like that. But when I see it and then I go to the computer and I see what's happening, it makes sense. And this is where I talk about developing that feel for SEO, where, I haven't looked at any tools for this. I haven't checked out competitors. I have no idea how many citations or backlinks the top competitor has. None of that. I don't care. I know that there's a lot of money to be made, and I know that when I see a project all the way through, I'm the best in the business at this game. Not in a cocky, conceited way, in a, get myself pumped up and say big things so I go out and follow through and do it type of way. You can be the best too. You can be the best plumber lead gen person in San Diego, or whatever niche you're in. In this case, I'm the best pool deck contractor in Phoenix at marketing, at SEO. Okay, it's not that hard to do. So no one's going to be able to beat me. Are there any other pool contractors, even if they're paying SEO companies? Are there any other SEO companies who are going to beat me? No, I won't stop until I'm ahead of everyone. Okay. So visually, we see what's starting to happen here. You can just look at the arrows, look at the funnel that we're creating here, how everything flows downhill to our money site, Pool Deck Phoenix, okay? Just that picture kind of makes sense, how you're just kind of pushing everything downhill to the main project that you want to show up everywhere, okay? In the process of doing that, we're hoping that, our YouTube starts to rank. We're hoping that maybe some of our top citations like Yelp starts to rank. We're hoping that our Facebook page starts to rank. But ultimately, we want this at the top and then the others behind it, okay? So I also went over and started sort of at the top of the funnel, and I put a link to the Facebook page, okay? Another thing, this was more of a test than anything. So I have this site that I've been building out because I have my mom write content for me, and she's doing a lot of like kind of book reviews, book notes, because it's just very easy for her to do, and I feel like it's high quality to add to the web, stuff that I can use for all of my influence sites. So most of my influence sites I just make about a book, small message, big impact book review, and then I put like, she does the whole thing and it's like 5,000 words, and I break it up into like 5 parts, and there's 5 articles, and I add a about page and a contact page, and I'm done. But I was like, man, if she's going to do a bunch of these, and she was getting out ahead of me to where I had extra, I'm like, maybe I should just start an entire website on book reviews, which are very high quality, very innocent, meaning that's the type of stuff that people are going to link to. Okay. So I'm experimenting right now with a couple of what I call viral sites, where I want to put content on there that's very, very share worthy, that hopefully naturally, organically, if people find it, obtains backlinks and social shares and stuff like that. And then when those sites power up, and this is an example of it, this BBS site, which is Brad's book summaries, hopefully when that starts getting links and social shares and stuff like that, then that site becomes like an influence site, even though I just bought the domain. Okay, so again, I'm testing inexpensive ways for you guys, and just seeing, what can happen. Okay, now I'm sure we're still gonna need influence, but if we can take some sites that we already had that cost us nothing, and if we can take a site that only costed like, $8 for a domain name from NameSilo, and put some content on there, and that can get some social shares and links and power that site up. Well, then this link that I pointed yesterday, right after I pointed the Lazy MLM link. So on 321, I did 2 links. I did this one to YouTube with the anchor text pool deck repair. So it'll be interesting. Let's watch that video and see if it starts to rank for pool deck repair Phoenix, you know, over the next 1 to 2 weeks, I would say. And then this one, I linked from this site, which is, again, not an influence site. It's just a regular no power domain that I bought new that no one's probably ever owned before. And I started putting some of my mom's content on there with the hopes that people will find it and link to it and share it. And then it will get strength over time. But it was indexed in Google. I had maybe 3 or 4 posts up. So I put a 5th one up, did another book review, and I linked to my Facebook page with the anchor text pool deck resurfacing. So I started off, my first 2 links were my first 2 main keywords, pool deck resurfacing and pool deck repair. But instead of going to the money site, I went, you know, sort of one layer out. I went to YouTube and I went to Facebook. Again, the thought being with that is, number one, you can get more aggressive with your anchor text to those properties, since you can really get away with murder on those because they're, you know, some of the biggest sites in the world, and they can get hundreds of links a day. And that's not weird for those things because Facebook has what, like 2 billion people on it at any time, right? So people find stuff on Facebook and YouTube, and stuff can go viral and you can link to it, and it can just get away. When you're that big of a domain, weird things like that happen with links, where someone might share a funny cat video, you know, 1,000 times in a day, and it might get 500 links with the same anchor text. But if you did that to a brand new lead gen site, that never happens naturally. So that would get probably slapped. So also, because we're a layer out, this is still going to, we can get more aggressive. So I use an exact match anchor text, okay? And then hopefully that's going to power Facebook out for that term pool deck resurfacing, and then plus or minus Phoenix. But then that's also going to help tell Google, you know, what this site is about, right? If you have a link to here that's telling you it's about pool deck resurfacing, and then the Facebook page is all about pool deck resurfacing, and then that's flowing downhill to here, you see how we're starting to, you can push and build power and authority with these links, but you can also push relevance, okay? When you have sites 1, 2, 3 layers out, all to, you know, talking about the same thing, or not necessarily talking about the same thing, but linking 2 properties that flow downhill with the same sort of themed anchor text, pool deck resurfacing, then it knows as this goes down that pool deck Phoenix is, if we need any more signs. I mean, you look at the domain, you look at the content, you look at the headings, the title tags, the citations, everything, but you get what I'm saying. I'm just trying to build a really solid foundation. I'm trying to be as aggressive as I can without being overly fast with anything that I do. So I still have yet to point, you know, a link to pool deck Phoenix outside of Facebook page, YouTube, and citations. Okay. Citations, again, we're done on 319, but those take that was done on a Friday night, I believe, or Saturday night, maybe Saturday night. But those take 3 to 5 business days to start going through. So I would say by tomorrow, maybe some of those will start going live, which tomorrow will be what, 322, 323. Today's 322. Okay, so that's what we look like. I know I was really wordy and stuff like that, but I am passionate about this stuff, and I want you guys just to start, you know, thinking like I think and understanding why I harp on the things I do. Like, hey, throw your tools away, man, and quit wasting money on tools. But more importantly, quit wasting time on tools. Just get a feel for this. If you do 2 projects like this in depth, where you map it out and then pay attention to what happens on the internet, not spend an hour a day searching for it. Like, I know better than to start Googling, you know, pool deck repair and expecting my YouTube, because first of all, the article I wrote here and linked to this hasn't even indexed yet. It was an inner page on Lazy MLM, so Google hasn't even found it yet. So of course it hasn't had an effect yet, just one day later, okay? I know that this article is going to have to get indexed, and then once Google finds it, it's probably still going to take, I would think, a week or 2 to power this up for this. So at 321, I'll probably check in like a week and maybe see that it's indexed, and then maybe do like one search for pool deck repair Phoenix, and kind of see if that YouTube video has done anything. But I'm not going to sit here and be searching every single day for an hour a day on these things. It takes some time. I'm going to keep busy doing the next thing, knowing that this is going to kick in, and pretty soon it's going to be a week later, and the things that I did a week prior, are going to start having an effect. So you just got to keep busy in the process, map it out, and then come back, like a week or two after you do everything and see the effect that it's had. Okay, so that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Peace.